Hey y'all, welcome to Mommy's Crime Time. This is kind of a spur of the moment quick video with a quick update about Evelyn Boswell. Evelyn Boswell is the 15-month-old little girl who is missing from Blountville, Tennessee in Sullivan County. She has not been seen by anyone credible since around December 10th or 11th. She was reported missing by her maternal grandfather, Tommy Boswell Sr., on the 18th of February. An Amber Alert was issued on the 18th of February. On the 21st of February, her grandmother, Angela Boswell, and her grandmother's boyfriend, William McLeod, were apprehended in the vehicle stated in the Amber Alert in Wilkes County, North Carolina. They were both arrested. They were extradited back to Tennessee, and both have since made bail and gotten out of jail. Her mother, Maggie Boswell, was also arrested on the 25th of February for lying to the police and providing false information. She is still in jail. As I said, William McLeod as well as Angela Boswell have both been made their bond. They're out of jail. I'm not going to go too much into all of that. If you want to learn more about the background, you can go to one of my previous videos about Evelyn Boswell. I don't want to spend too much time on that. I kind of more so just want to talk about what has happened today, tonight, and the updates. So we know on the 26th of February, they searched this pond in North Carolina in Wilkes County. The pond was on a property that was adjacent to property owned by William Boswell's grandmother. Nothing was found. Then on the 28th of February, they executed a search warrant of a mobile home in a mobile home park that is owned by the Boswell family. It was said to be owned by Tommy Boswell Jr., which would be Maggie's brother. And something was found. They brought something out from underneath the home, and it appeared to be a pillow. It was later verified that it was a pillow. Most of us thought it was a pillow, but a pillow under a trailer, kind of odd, but that obviously is what it was. So there's like a $60,000 reward, and there have been over 750 tips so far. Fast forward to tonight. So we got a press release that a body had been found on the property of a family member of Maggie Boswell, and the body was believed to be that of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell. At 11:15 p.m., they had a press conference where they were going to update us on what they found, and unfortunately they did not give us much information. Basically, all they told us is what we already knew, that a body had been found that was believed to be Evelyn, and it was at a family member's home. They did not elaborate more than that. They told us it was an active investigation, and they had a lot more of forensic and investigative work to do, and they could not release more information. The body has been sent for autopsy and positive identification, so we have no more information than that. They did state in the news release that it was on the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road. Now, Maggie Boswell's father, Tommy Boswell, the one that reported Evelyn missing, he lives at 543 Muddy Creek Road, so it has pretty much been verified that the body of Evelyn was recovered at the home of her grandfather. This has led to a lot of people saying, oh crap, obviously he did something to her. She was found on his property. I don't believe that, because she had already been missing for a long time. Several months before she was reported missing. He is the one who reported her missing. Had he done something sinister to her, I don't believe he would have called this in. I don't believe he would have basically incriminated himself. He would have let it keep going and being swept under the rug. He wouldn't have called and said, hey, my granddaughter's missing and I can't find her and I don't know where she is, if he knew he had hurt her and she was buried on his property. Am I right? I don't know. But I mean, common sense will tell you he wouldn't have called it in had he been the one to do it. They said that they were brought there because of new information that led them to this location. This has left us to wonder, was it just a random tip? Was it something, from whatever the pillow or whatever else they may have recovered from that trailer? Or maybe, did Maggie finally roll over and talk in jail? Don't know if I believe that. She has quite a history of lying. But there have been some other things that have come to light. I've done some digging, of course, and I found some stuff that may be relevant, might not be relevant, but I want to talk about it. What I'm going to say is purely speculation, y'all. I don't know if this shit's true. It could be, somebody that just made up a bunch of crap, posted on social media, but I have found it on several outlets, and I kind of can put it together. One of these is that Maggie allegedly told a cousin that she was glad the cops didn't find anything or do any digging on her dad's property. So she was glad they didn't do any digging. Why? Was something buried there? Obviously. So this would, of course, incriminate Maggie. She said that this is what led the search back to that location. Could this have been the information that led them back there? I don't know, but it would make sense. She also said that she, as in Maggie, told this cousin that she accidentally smothered Evelyn. And she didn't know what to do. So she basically put the pillow she smothered her with underneath her trailer and buried her on her dad's property. Not really falling for that. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen, because obviously it's possible that happened, that she did smother Evelyn. But the fact that you would be so stupid as to keep the pillow you smothered her with and put it underneath the trailer, get rid of your evidence. I'm not saying that I would kill someone. I'm not, trying to give you advice for killing someone. But why would you save evidence? Just saying. Now, the reporter that was on the scene did say that there were screams heard and gasps and such whenever something was found tonight. That would go along with them finding the body and the family reacting. Again, this makes me not believe that Tommy Boswell Sr. was involved at all. Is that true? Don't know, but it's something that was said on the media. We kind of go back to that statement by Angela Boswell when Tommy Boswell Sr. said that he was going to report Evelyn missing, and Angela was like, well, you're going to regret this. Now, of course, this is what Tommy Boswell said. We don't have this in writing. We don't know for sure if this is true, but if she did say this, we know that her and William McLeod both have been released from jail in the past week. Is it possible the body was moved there to incriminate him? Or did she know the body was there the entire time? They're both on house arrest, so it would be very hard for them with an ankle monitor to move a body. What was the condition of the body? Because I have read in some speculation that it was skeletal remains. Had the body been deceased since, December, obviously it would probably be skeletal by now. I mean, I'd have a hard time believing that you were to move a skeletal body unless you had it in something or, in some type of container or whatever. I don't want to go there, but I'm just trying to talk about facts. So could they have had somebody else move the body to that property? I don't know. But Angela did allegedly make a statement in jail that Maggie had rolled over on Evelyn and, basically smothered her by accident and buried her somewhere. Is this true? I don't know. But again, it's going back to that smothering that goes along with this pillow. Possible. But I do want to say this. If you have a 2-month-old, if you have a newborn, you might accidentally roll over on your child and smother them. And that's terrible, but it has happened that, some parents who are so exhausted, they are beyond tired and they fall asleep and they're co-sleeping and maybe they roll over, they don't realize it. It's a new baby. The baby can't roll over, the baby can't move, the baby can't alert you really. So it's possible at that age, but at 15 months old, I'm going to call bullshit, because at 15 months old, a child will be able to wake up, to push you off, to cry, to move themselves. I don't believe she could accidentally roll over on her unless someone was drugged. Don't know. Is it possible there are drugs involved? Don't know. Again, speculation. There's some people saying on social media, on the actual news post, that the body was found underneath the front porch. Don't know if that's true. There's been other people say that the body was found in an area near a shed. I have a hard time with, if the body had been there this entire time underneath the porch, you would smell decomp. I don't know that I can fall for that. Had she been buried in the yard somewhere, maybe you could get away with not smelling the decomp there because maybe it's not, right at the yard. But I'm in North Carolina and it's some bipolar ass weather. We might have 60 degrees. We had snow last week and then we have 70s. So we don't have that cold weather where you would, have a frozen body or something that wouldn't necessarily alert you that there was something there. You would have the smell of decomp. So under the porch, I don't know if I believe that unless the body had in fact been moved. And then how would you move the body to underneath someone's front porch without them noticing? Just saying. Maggie had, made statements that she was relieved nothing was found at her dad's property. This property had been searched. There had been dogs there. How did they miss this? There's so many, what ifs, how, I don't get it. So that's why so many of us are curious, was the body recently put there? Maggie's been in jail. She couldn't have moved the body. But Angela's out of jail. She could have. What about Tommy Boswell Jr., the brother of Maggie? Does he have a part in this? Is he completely innocent? Is he a bystander that has nothing to do with it? I mean, I don't know, but there's just so many people in this family that have been deceptive and have lied and have done nothing but, hold up this investigation, that it's hard to know who is an honest person and who is not. But as I said, I don't think that Tommy Boswell has anything to do with it. I think that maybe the body had been buried at his property all along and he didn't know. This is a family-like compound, so maybe it had been there. Maybe he just didn't know it. Maybe Maggie did it when he wasn't home. Maybe the body was moved. I don't know, but I don't think he's involved. I do think that Maggie killed her daughter. Now, this is my opinion. She hasn't been charged with that yet, so this is my opinion, but it sounds to me like possibly she killed Evelyn. I don't believe the bullshit about it being accidental, because accidentally smothering your child, I have a 2.5-year-old. I don't accidentally put a pillow over his head. So how would you accidentally smother them? The whole rolling over on them thing, I could buy that if Evelyn was a very small child, but the fact that she's, 1.5 years old or whatever, I don't believe that you could just roll over and smother her. Then we have to worry about this broken arm, that was talked about, that she broke her arm. Maybe there's going to be signs that something happened to her, and that's questionable. Was Hunter Wood involved? We don't know. We don't know anything right now except the fact that her body allegedly, possibly has been found. And like I said, the chances of another 15-month-old toddler being found on the property of a missing child's family is pretty slim to freaking none. So obviously it's her body. It's going to be her. And I don't know if we're going to get any kind of clarification about the condition of the body. Was it skeletal? How long had she been dead? And if it was skeletal, are we going to be able to find out cause of death? Because if she were smothered and she's decomposed, I hate talking about this, y'all, but I'm just trying to give you all the facts and possibilities. So if it was skeletal remains, then obviously you would have a hard time with cause of death unless it was like blunt force trauma or something like that. We don't know. But we do know that she's found. I mean, obviously it's going to be her. And I just feel for the law enforcement officers who had to recover this poor little child, for the family that did care about her, for her dad who wasn't here and had nothing to do with this. I feel for them. And honestly, I feel for Evelyn, and I hope that whatever was done to her, she didn't suffer. And I just want to say again, as I've said in other things on my podcast, you can follow my podcast, Mommy's Crime Time. If you don't want your child, you can surrender them. There are people that would love to have your 15-month-old child. There are places you can take them. If you don't want to be a parent anymore, you don't have to be. You don't have to be. You don't have to hurt your child. You don't have to kill your child. This is becoming an epidemic in our country, and it is sickening, and something has got to be done. I don't know what is wrong with people. I have 4 children of my own and a stepchild, and I may get angry, and I may want to just scream, but I have never hurt my children. I have never considered hurting my children. This is sickening. So, as soon as more details are available, I'll let you know. You know I will. I have all my alerts set up, and I'm waiting for more information. We know with Faye Sweatlick, the autopsy was done pretty quickly within days. Hopefully that'll be the case here, and we'll get some information soon. And they'll do another press conference to give us cause of death if they can determine it. And then maybe we can go about who or how they got to this tip and what led them there, and if there is a suspect other than the ones we think it is. If anyone else was involved, or if it was just Maggie and her mom didn't know. But I do think that her mom knew and her mom was covering for her. I think this BMW may have been a payment to shut up, don't say anything, here's a car. Whatever the case may be, it's a tragedy. So pray for this family, pray for this poor little child. Pray for justice. Because above all, she deserves justice. She deserves a proper burial. It makes me sick, y'all. it hurts my heart because I've cried more this week over children that I have never met and I don't know than over my own children. And it's a scary world that we're in now. And you have to really look at the people around you, the people caring for your kids. If you have a family member and you are questioning something that they're doing, if maybe something they do is making you nervous or you're unsure of how they're treating their child, report it. If they get pissed, oh well. It's better to report it and investigate it than to not report it and have another dead child. So be diligent, be awake, be looking at these things, pay attention, and pray for these families and pray for justice. As soon as more information is available, I'll let you know. You can follow me on my podcast, Mommy's Crime Time, on Facebook and on Instagram. Please like this video, subscribe, and I'll update you guys as soon as possible. Thank you for watching.